Tell you what, we are wrapping up the Restaurant Week tour, but not before we visit one of Marquette's fanciest fine dining restaurants. This morning, Ashley Kirkland is at Elizabeth's Chop House with a look at their specials for the week. Good morning, Ashley.
Well, Vicki, Restaurant Week is all about exploring, and for foodies in town, they can explore different restaurants during 1 week at an affordable price. Now, here at Elizabeth's Chop House, they also want to explore with their menu. They want to roll out some different items on the menu and invite people to come in, taste it, and give their opinion. So we're going to be back with the executives, the certified executive chefs, to talk more about what they've got here for Restaurant Week. It's a beautiful scenery. If it's something you're looking forward to getting out on the weekend, maybe a girls' night out, maybe a date night, great place to come. We're going to see what they have rolled out on the menu, Vicki. Very excited about that this morning. I'll take it back.
It is Restaurant Week in Marquette. We've checked out all different kinds of foods this week. Now it's time to go upscale with Elizabeth's Chop House. Ashley Kirkland is again live to see what is cooking in the kitchen this morning. Ashley?
Good morning, Vicki. Listen, let me tell you the great thing about Restaurant Week. You get to come to a fine dining restaurant with 4-star quality food and service. You get to have a 3-course meal, all for $25. You can't beat that. So right now I'm in the kitchen of Elizabeth's Chop House, and I'm with certified executive chef Chad Wellman. Chad, thanks so much for being here this morning. Now, you were telling me about the certified chef title. What exactly does that mean?
Well, through the American Culinary Federation, I went through a series of tests and was able to pass all their requirements to be able to get certified as a certified executive chef. There are 11 different levels, all the way from coming just out of school, which would be a certified culinarian from a certified program, all the way up to certified master chef. The only certification that is above mine is actually the certified master chef.
So people are really getting a great experience when they come here. Now, you guys are rolling out new things on the menu for Restaurant Week. Talk to us about what you have in store.
So today I'm going to prepare you the Duroc pork, which is a broiled pork that we're doing. The Duroc pork is an all-natural pork, and we're going to be serving it with some vegetables, some Tuscan kale, and some basil gnocchi. And then we're going to do a Montalbert Chianti sauce, which is basically a sauce just mounted with butter.
Ooh, butter always makes everything taste better. Now, the pork that you guys serve, it's prime cut. You guys get and make most of your things in-house?
Yes, ma'am. We do as much as we possibly can, and the pork itself is actually flown in from Chicago. This is the first dry-aged pork that you can get. Duroc is basically one of the highest ends of pork that you possibly can get. You can't get any better in the U.S.
And what meal is this featured on, the lunch or the dinner?
This is the dinner menu.
And so what are you sauteing your vegetables in there?
Just olive oil. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in here. The natural kale actually is a little bit peppery, so you don't need much.
That looks delicious.
And then the basil gnocchi itself adds a little bit of basil flavor to it.
Okay, and so you're going to put that on the plate with the pork. Now, you cooked the pork already beforehand. Talk to us about that process of what it's like cooking such a fine meat like that.
Well, you got to be very careful with it, and you have to really know what you're doing when you're cooking. The pork, we use a broiler, which runs at about 1500 degrees in front. So you got to be very careful when you're doing it, otherwise you'll burn yourself really quick.
Yeah, and you're known for your steak as a steakhouse and seafood as well, but you guys say you want to offer some healthy options here for Restaurant Week.
Yes, we've been working with our local Motions gym through Mike Koskanini, and he's given us a little bit of a layout for our next dish that we'll present, which is going to be a chicken capri. And we have a full breakdown of what actually goes onto the dish, from the amount of carbs that you need, from the amount of fat that you need. Sorry. And with that entire breakdown, you really get everything you possibly need in a diet, and it actually is a very decent amount of food. So it will fill you up for the day.
Well, thanks so much, Chad. You don't have to break the bank or the belt for Restaurant Week. We are going to be back at Elizabeth's Chop House. They're going to be featuring also a new drink that they have that they want you to try out. It's all about trying something new here at Elizabeth's Chop House, Vicki. I'll take it back to you. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette, TV 6.
This morning we're at Elizabeth's Chop House. And Ashley, I'll let you say this. You said the philosopher Drake had some good inspiration on how our restaurant week has gone so far. Ashley?
That Drake is a wise guy, but yes, Restaurant Week is going great so far, Sam. Started from the bottom, now we're here at Elizabeth's Chop House, and I'm here with owner and also certified executive chef Tom Wallstrom. Tom, thanks for having us this morning. It's been a blast. Now, let's start out. We were talking during the break. We're going to debunk some of the myths about fine dining. Now, for people that usually don't come here, but they might want to try it out, why is it so intimidating, and why should they not be intimidated by fine dining?
Well, you definitely shouldn't be intimidated, and Restaurant Week is a great time to go out and try new places and new things. The price point is awesome, $10 and $25. No need to be intimidated. We are elegant, but it's casual elegance, so it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a great place to come and relax and connect and communicate with people, and we don't do enough of that.
Right.
Just sit and enjoy your dining experience.
And Restaurant Week is something that actually happens across the country, and I was telling you, sometimes it can seem as if the staff may be a little irritated because it's not the normal crowd. Is that the reality, or is that just my perception?
I think it might be an early on perception of staff. I think it goes away very quickly. They too get out of their comfort zone a little bit, but as it goes on, they're very comfortable with it. They love Restaurant Week. It's busy. It brings in new clientele. A couple of the goals of Restaurant Week. First is to try out new food. The other one is to gain new clientele and have them become your regulars from then on.
Yeah. And speaking of new food, Chad is going to bring over the rest of the dishes, some of the things you guys are featuring. Now, you and your wife, Elizabeth, have traveled all over the country, different restaurants. You started this whole thing with Restaurant Week in Marquette. What was your concept behind it?
Well, a lot of travel and a lot of study about what is really successful in promoting slower times of the year for different people came upon the idea of Restaurant Week. I think the original place that I saw it was in Toronto, and it was just a huge success for them. So I thought, well, we could probably do that here too.
Yeah. And it's been a success here, and Chad brought out the pork dish that we made earlier, but you've also got a new, healthier option, the chicken caprese. Talk to us about what this is.
The chicken capri is a nutritionally balanced meal. It has the proper amount of carbohydrates, fat, and protein. That entire dish is 486 calories. So it's a great way to start your day, or your lunch day or your dinner day. It will become one of our menu items going forward.
There are a lot of items that you guys have tried out during Restaurant Week that become normal items on the menu.
Absolutely. One that comes to mind right off the top of my head is the salmon salad that we serve at lunch. That started out as a Restaurant Week item and is now a staple that has to be on the menu.
Yeah. And lastly, you guys have special drink items as well that you're rolling out. What is this that we're seeing here?
That's the Chop House Manhattan. It's a Knob Creek Manhattan with Kirsch-soaked cherries.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Tom, and thank you also, Chad. We're going to toast because that's what you do.
Cheers.
In fine dining. Cheers. Come down to Elizabeth's Chop House right here on Front Street next to Washington Street. Don't be afraid. They welcome you. They want you to come down for Restaurant Week, and stick around for more of your TV6 Morning News.